Time now for Make Me Smarter. It's our friend Mike Clay who comes by every single week to break down the best and worst wide receiver and cornerback matchups. It's the column he writes for ESPN.com, but you're going to give a sneak peek here. So Mike Clay, Make Me Smarter. And I'm going to start with Odell Beckham Jr. Tough week on Monday Night Football, but things get better against Philadelphia?
Yeah, let's hope he's healthier this week.
Right.
Obviously, he was limited in that game, did not play all the snaps. You would think a week later maybe that changes, and certainly the matchup for him is beautiful against Jalen Mills. I hate to say I'm an Eagles fan.
Right, I understand. Yes, you are.
The key number here, 21. Jalen Mills has been targeted 21 times so far this season, has not had a lot of success, a lot like last year. By the way, that 21 number highest in the NFL this season. So he's problematic. They do move Beckham around, but Patrick Robinson, Jalen Watkins, I mean, it's just a really weak unit for the Eagles at cornerback. We know that's their weak spot. Look for Beckham to have a nice bounce-back day if he's healthy. And I'll say this, could probably apply this to Brandon Marshall too, but I don't know if you want to put him in your lineup.
I don't know that you can trust Brandon Marshall yet, but certainly better days are ahead for Odell Beckham and those playing him in fantasy. Thursday night games sometimes are kind of a mixed bag, and there are people that just, I want no part of a Thursday night game. Rams 49ers this weekend, this Thursday night. You think there's somebody that we should look at in that game?
Yeah, and you might not really recognize him because he only has 7 targets so far this season, and that, of course, is Sammy Watkins.
Right.
Had a tremendous career. When he was healthy with the Bills, he goes to the Rams again, barely seeing much work. But the matchup here is nice. Rashard Robinson on one side, Dante Johnson on the other side, Kwan Williams in the slot. I mean, these are all matchups he can take advantage of. It just comes down to, will Jared Goff throw him the football? That's what we need. We need him to throw Sammy Watkins, his best receiver, the football. If that happens, should be a big day.
Yeah, I think it will. All right, so let's talk about some guys that maybe aren't going to be as successful. Mike Evans, in his debut in Week 2, had a big week, but you think maybe lower expectations have been in Week 3?
Yeah, Xavier Rhodes has done a nice job here in Week 1 and 2, and he's been on Michael Thomas and Antonio Brown for over 60% of the pass plays he's been on the field for. In his coverage, they have a total of 7 receptions. So he's done a nice job, and this is obviously going to be trouble for Mike Evans in his second game this season. So you downgrade him. I would say in DFS cash games, maybe stay away. And on the other side, you have Deshaun Jackson against Trey Waynes. Upgrade him big time, a chance for some big plays against a guy with quarterbacks avoiding one guy. They're going at Waynes, and it should be a big day for
They took
Jackson.
some deep shots to Deshaun Jackson last week. They didn't connect, but we expect
will.
Winston to do.
They will.
They absolutely will. He's an interesting guy. Deshaun Jackson in DFS will probably be low-owned this week. And then finally, Dez Bryant. I remember in the preseason you talking about how Dez Bryant had one of the worst cornerback schedules of any wide receivers this season. And here's another example of it, right?
Yeah, we haven't heard much from those who said, hey, he's too good, right? It doesn't matter. The matchups don't matter. He's too good. 25 targets, 9 catches, 102 yards, and 1 touchdown this season. Leads the NFL in end zone targets by 4 over anyone else, and still doesn't have the production. And again, tough matchup Week 1 and 2. It continues here with probably his biggest challenge of the season, Patrick Peterson. He shadows all over the field. By the way, these two met a couple of years ago. Peterson shadowed him. 10 targets, 2 catches, 15 yards. So he had his number in that one for sure.
So we'll watch for that on Monday night, but maybe that means Terrence Williams becomes a little bit of a sleeper?
For sure. On the other side, again, can take advantage of Justin Bethel. Again, quarterbacks have done that Weeks 1 and 2. Upgrade Williams. DFS tournament flyer for sure.